Talks with Ty. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Most of all, I want to thank my guest, Radiance, is in the building.
Peace, y'all. Peace.
What's going on, Ray? You looking real good as usual.
Gratitude as you are.
Thank you so much. Before we begin, y'all already know how we going to get things popping. We got the mimosa today.
Welcome to Sunday.
Yes.
Live a little clink clink. Thank you. Shout out to Smino.
Take a little sip for the Sundays. Take a sip for the real ones. That's what we're going to do.
Literally pouring one into yourself for the homies, you know what I'm saying?
This is real. I love how this tastes.
Yeah.
It's really smooth.
Founded by Mango Moscato.
Mango, shout out to y'all. I don't know if
With a
y'all...
Tropicana.
Yeah, we giving y'all some shout outs, so now y'all can give us some sponsorship. Okay?
Come and get yours today.
Yeah,
right?
come and get yours, but that's really smooth, so we'll definitely give y'all that. But yeah, so how are you feeling though, Radiance? Because the last time I seen you, you know, you was doing your thing on the performing floor. You was performing live.
Where was I?
You was the first time I seen you was at Soul, and then I seen you at Rec performing too.
Really?
Yes, you be doing your thing.
Was it Voices in Power?
I think so. That's where.
Okay.
It was. Yeah. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you be around. You be around.
Yeah, I am also interested in like how some people meet me because some of the interactions are so quick, and I'm very elevated a lot of the time. So not even talking about no weed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a very, they're very sacred spaces and beautiful humans that I'm around. So sometimes I am meeting people and not always seeing when it's their first time seeing me in that fashion.
Yes.
So I will say I've been doing really well, but having the balance of going through a lot at the same time. So life has definitely had its foot on my neck in the right way. I feel like I handle pressure well. So I've been definitely growing into myself a lot more, into how I want to basically see myself within traveling, career expansion, networking, personal life, family. Like every facet of my life has been in motion of healing or working on and finding foundation. So I feel a lot more rooted. Feel very grounded.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
We're going to get into all that today.
Gratitude.
Let me talk about the first time I met you. It was, we was at Soul Garden. Yes.
I had the pictures from that night still.
You know, the vibes was there. You know, you came in so just like energetic, so calm, so chill. It was like, I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
But it was when she hit the performance, y'all. It was when she hit the floor. It literally captivated me.
I did perform that night. Yes. I was wearing a similar outfit that night.
It was real chill, but you got up there, you was vibing.
Hi, I was wearing like the same outfit.
You had us all like vibing, and when I was in there, I'm like, wow, like this girl, you really have it where you know how to captivate a room. You know what I mean? You take everybody to where you are musically, creatively, and you just vibe. Like, yeah, we was all in there just like,
gratitude.
What was that song you sang that night? It was
Rhapsodic.
Yes. At the end, you do a little a crowd connected piece. You have everybody singing the lyrics with you.
I did.
Yes, it was such a vibe.
Damn.
Like, I definitely have to give you just your flowers of just that energy of when you perform, you have it. Like, you have that. Like, right. And that's why I can't, like, to see you keep going and to keep performing, like, that's so inspiring to me, because, like, I see you up there and it's like you literally just shine. So, like,
gratitude.
I love that.
Gratitude.
I love that.
Ooh, that's a lot of showering of flowers. So I just want to definitely give space for that. Thank you very much. It took me a while to get here, because I was raised by performers.
Yes.
My mom was a singer, keyboardist, played percussion. My dad played drums. Little did I know my uncle was a singer.
Wow.
My family definitely, especially on my father's side, is definitely very musically and theater inclined, interestingly enough. So I didn't know that until the last year, because my uncle recently passed, and I actually came up at his funeral that he was in the theater.
Wow.
I'm like, what?
Music it runs all through you.
It does, very much so. So I was in the studio with my parents a lot, and they were recording, and they would have me come to the shows, and I would actually loathe it. I hated it.
Really?
I wasn't around any kids my age. I was around all these old people.
In music.
Exactly. And it wasn't even like I was listening to music that was current. So I got the neo soul, I got those understandings, but they weren't also trying to acclimate to my age group. I was just listening to some jazzy stuff. So it was a vibe, but when they also would try to put me on stage, I would clam up. I was so stiff. Oh, I was so ropes too.
You was like that's pretty young though.
I was a little
love how you
baby.
have like both styles of music where you have the music in today, but you had that real authentic
nostalgia.
Yeah,
it's my parents. Like it's definitely my parents. They had me listening to a lot of like old school stuff. Learning about John Coltrane, just going into more of the classic players, and just going from music from the 70s all the way into that. And funk is just ingratiated into my family.
I love that.
Like, so,
I love that.
Yeah.
Like, that's just music that you can't really touch on because it's so authentic, it's so classical. It's like you gonna be wrong not knowing that good music. Like you gonna be wrong. like how can you not know about that good soulful feeling music?
Honestly, it's real easy. There's so many people that really we have so many different playlists and we have a shorter attention span. So now at this point, it takes a lot longer for people to digest albums. So they honestly miss out a lot of people that can create bodies of work rather than people that are just throwing out singles.
I so agree with that.
It takes time.
Can you remember the first time that like you knew like music was like a place that you really enjoyed or you loved, like, and going into you somewhere that you had a realization with to writing your first verse? You know what I mean? Go to that first place where you was like, okay, like, I think I got something right here.
I just had a whole thought from like young boys.
Like you going back to like, okay, I think I got something right here.
I actually had periods of time that I wrote and it was like really invested in, but I never continued it.
Okay.
But I never thought about it being like this.
Wow.
I was in a poetry contest when I was like 6. Won that joint, but then there's so much happened in my family, none of that stuff ever got to be expanded on.
Wow.
When later we moved to Philly, me and my parents made a song in the basement, and they'll never let me forget that song. I don't remember it at all. Okay. But like that was the first time I wrote a song, was with them. Okay. And oh wow, that was a good moment. And like I think when I started writing poetry, at one point, and I wanted to be a poet when I first came out. Like, and it was before I met anybody in the community. When I first came to Philly, I didn't know nobody.
Really?
Yeah, I came here with nothing.
Really? What age did you come here?
I came here and I was born here.
Okay.
So I was born in Chestnut Hill.
Okay.
And my grandma lived here. My grandmothers on both sides were from Philly. Crazy enough. I never knew any of that. Okay. I never knew where I was from. I never knew my lineage. I just learned my ethnicity. I'm Nigerian. Okay. On both sides. Okay, Roots. Did not know that. Get out of here. Okay. So like, Nigerian. They're both here. Okay. So I moved to Willingboro for some time. And that was where I got like the whole poetry thing and everything, and then moved back to Philly, moved around like Allegheny area. That was rough. Going from a cul-de-sac to that joint, rough. And then I stayed in Delaware County. So I moved so much I didn't realize where I was at. Because I was also sheltered, so I wasn't going nowhere. Right. Or actually seeing the places I was actually living in. So when I came here, I was 19? I was 20, I think. And I was going into my second year of school. And me and my parents were just not getting along. There was a lot going on at home. And it was kind of one of those vibes where it didn't really matter how good I was doing. I was not going to be good enough for my parents at the time. Wow. And I had to learn how to be good enough for myself. So I had to leave. Wow. So I left and it was just me and my suitcase. Wow. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. So I kind of had to start all over. And that kind of really got me a little bit more into learning how to be an adult and things like that. Yeah. And I think like about 2 years later, after getting settled with a boyfriend at the time, watching my friends graduate, and leave school while I'm still not finished and everything, I think I was real broke. I worked at a Mexican restaurant that was owned by an immigrant man from Oaxaca, Mexico. Okay. And he's a sweet dude, but he didn't know what he was doing with business. So I was broke. So I wrote my first song. I wrote Black Tea.
What's going on, guys? If you did not want to be a sponsor for this show, you simply can just pay a flat rate of $100 for a promotional shout out on our YouTube page. Just head to the link in the bio and send us an email, and you already know we got you and we'll do the rest. That's right. You don't got to be on the show. We'll highlight you right where you are. You already know. See you later. I mean, we were just about to get on that. I love it. And that's crazy how you wrote this way back. I'm thinking this is something new you did, but this is something.
But it just resonates to this day.
It does.
We worked on that some time ago, but just the honey rendition was something that Sienna added, and I perform that now to this day. But she added that, and Sienna has been she's been a very beautiful part of my journey. So I wanted to share that, as well as something me and my dad created. Because there is legacy I do want us to have together, but I also do want him to push forward on his own, because it's easy to just integrate within a band or him play with me, but I do want him to have his own name.
Yes.
Really badly. And that not everybody's meant to do that, but I want to see if he's able. So like that is us, because we got to work together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And I love that you just have like your parents as like these guidance of just like music.
That they were better for me within understanding business and understanding music rather than our personal relationships. Because I definitely have a lot of things I want to work with this year within community projects, within helping a lot of people that don't have strong relationships with their parents. Because it does affect how they love people, how they treat people, how they treat themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing that within our community that we're kind of creative orphans.
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel like I don't think parents realize how I get the whole tough love thing. You know what I mean? Like, I get it where you want your kids to be strong mentally and all these type of things, but I don't think they realize how much of a wedge or just how much of a shell they create between their kids and the parents. Like, I really don't think they realize it until, you know, the kids leave and we actually go out and do our own thing. Like, it's because, and there's no shade to like the Black culture, but this was literally something I was thinking about yesterday. Like, why is it that it's already enough that we go through so much that we just put through, that we put more aggression on top of what we already are going through?
There's so many. So I'm
like, I don't get that.
Crazy thing is, my mom's actually a doctor of psychotherapy.
Wow.
So I went to school for like psychology. So I like to break all of that down. So if you really want to understand all that, we could break.
I feel like we're gonna have to. That's gonna be another podcast.
Exactly.
That's gonna be another podcast.
But my first whole EP was basically about being able to float above water and not to allow the water to let you drown.
Yeah.
Buoyancy. So I called it Boyo Chic. Yeah. Because that vibe of just being able to not let something drown you. A lot of people have their own relationship to their parents, but it's just one of those things within understanding that what is the love that looks like love to you?
Wow.
And you have to unlearn it, and you can't be mad at them because they're people too. Yeah. They're whole humans and they had a whole life before you. They just happen to have sex and have a kid. And I can't be mad at nobody for that. I've healed a lot and forgiven a lot. And I just know what I deserve and what I don't. And no love lost, but at the end of the day, like, it's just, this was really their path. They found a lot of love in music, but even the way that they chose to even push their career in comparison to mine, I could tell how much I really believe in myself. Wow. And I don't allow a lot of things to stop me from what I'm looking for. And a lot of their generational things that stuck with them within needing to settle down, within needing to provide, within having a 9-to-5 to feel like an adult.
I love that. I want you to talk about that navigation of holding that confidence and that belief in yourself through so many things that you're going in through life, because like, I know you were talking about, like, you know, just trying to maintain a job, isolating yourself from just some, like, bad vibes, because you got to know when to really have boundaries and, you know, find that place with yourself. And I feel like, you know, after finding that place, I get that it's such, like, a timing process for that. You know what I mean? Exactly. You know, so, like, tell me a little bit about that time for you, about, you know, now having this good place of music for you, you love it, you want to go at that, but now you got so many obstacles and things you got to really navigate through to really maintain that happiness with yourself.
Honestly, the obstacles were always there. I think we're just more cognizant. And I've always, ever since I've been married, it's always been something of maintaining housing, maintaining a job, being able to juggle. And this is the daily grind of the creative that does not have savings, does not have a support system fiscally. So within that vibe, I just understand more within the confidence in myself through just shedding a lot of other people's values and beliefs that just were not mine, or versions of myself that people think I should be. And I just had to create myself because I don't know anybody else that looks like me. I have reflections that maybe give me similarities and have brought me closer to maybe things I can try and things that I can shift to maybe get more closer to even how I dress. I never was this comfortable. I did not care about nutrition. I did not care about my mental health. Like, I've had to meet a lot of people to allow old versions of myself to die. Wow. I had to grow a lot. I had to also let go of a lot of ego. Wow. I had to grow up. a lot being in Philly. I had to be a lot better. There was no woe is me. There were people that were in a lot worse positions than I was.
Wow.
And not even to take away from my own grieving and pain, but I had to put it in perspective. Just because I'm going through something doesn't mean I should allow that to stall me from what I'm looking for.
Right.
And if I'm really looking for this, there's so many people that came before me, from artists to musicians, that did more with a lot less.
Wow.
Like,
Girl,
so it's like,
speak.
you know what I'm saying?
No,
so if I'm trying to be on this spectrum, am I going to keep focusing on the things that are really just in my way, or am I going to allow them to be obstacles? Because shit happens.
Yeah.
Shit happens to everybody. So if I'm so focused on everybody, look at my pain, I'm sad.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what?
Girl, we
gonna work. You know what I'm saying? We gonna work though.
Right.
We gonna finish the album.
Right. Okay.
You gonna sing about it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, let me transmute the energy into something, because I'm not the only one suffering. It's a group experience with a separate perspective.
Girl.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm able to have my own pain. I'm able to grieve in silence.
Lord.
I don't want to suffer in silence. I'm able to know my coping mechanisms. I'm able to understand this is my affliction.
Wow.
I need to be on my nutrition if I'm getting lower and depressed. Am I hydrating? Am I doing the work to be better? Because it's a choice to sit in it.
Girl.
So you better.
She got me over here.
Because that's real.
Oh, wow.
I refuse to allow these things to be shortcomings, because I'm not the only one that's done that.
What's going on, y'all? I need y'all to take 1 second. I'm calling all bosses and entrepreneurs. Now, it's two things we all got in common. One, making money, and two, clients. I need y'all to call in and let us know your worst client's nightmare. Send us a DM. All information will be below, where you can contact us and send us a voicemail to let us know, what was your worst client's nightmare? What was that like? Tell us why you almost had to go to jail. We want to know. So all information will be below, and yeah, we'll stay tuned and we'll see y'all soon.
I just looked at a documentary of Basquiat, looking at things that affected his nutrition, that also affected his mental, looking at the support system that he had, and the way that he got so swept up in certain things that felt better. Those people left him because they were performative friends, not quality support systems. So when it was coming to a lower point, he didn't always know who to call on anymore. That shit can be lonely. Yes. We all felt that way at one point.
Yes.
So I've just worked on a lot of myself. Like, I went back to school last year. Thank you very much. Ended it with some B's and some A's. Okay, and was doing performances and was doing art. I felt mad.
Give it to you. You gotta give it to you. You gotta give it to you.
That's why I'm like,
why wouldn't you?
You know what I'm saying? And I plan on still continuing to do that, but I had to take a pause at least. I want to travel a lot more this year, and I want to see a lot more on my own. So I'm investing a lot into like this show called Pancakes and Booze. I'll be showcasing on the 26th in Philly. I'll be going to Brooklyn in March as well. And then they have other shows that are going to be like Miami, San Diego. So I'm trying to hop on that train for a little bit. I'm supposed to be, I believe, I want to invest back into Almost Famous. Because I actually got to do their show last year, and I met Tierra Whack, and she bought my Elevate incense holder, and it made me
really? I love
She sure did. That was right. She brought from almost everybody at the show. Because she knows the girl that threw the show. Like, Philly is so tight. Every like community, to be honest, if you really think about it, everything is majorly word of mouth a lot of the time. You meet people at a lot of like birthday events or get-togethers, things like that. It really isn't always at the networking events. It really is a low-key stuff, because not everybody wants to talk about business the same. They just want to see how your personality is first. So like a lot of the people that know each other, like you would never know if they knew each other, because they don't talk about it. It's not supposed to be a talking point. It's not a bragging thing. And it's a really nice evolution to see different versions of what the creative community looks like, because the more I elevate myself, the more doors have been opening to see, because my personality is I
love that for you. And I love how like in the small, environments, it's more genuine. You know what I mean?
That.
It's more
who you performing for.
And because when it's in the bigger like spaces, sometimes it takes away just from like the conversation in the space that you just want to.
It's not meant for conversation. Those are the times where you dance. Those are the times where you move. We don't want to talk, and you let the body language speak for itself. But then you have the intimate conversation to see, okay, are we able to have a conversation? Do I actually see where you're going with this? now. So it's a nice vibe. You know what I'm saying? We did that at Soul Fed.
Yes.
Dance, you groove, you two-step, come back, let's roll up, let's talk.
It was a vibe.
Exactly.
And that's what I mean. Like
that was a 6 a.m. night too. That was a.
It was a perfect night.
It was
so good. And that's what
goodness.
I mean. And you see where genuine can get you. Just like more genuine spaces, more life. You know what I mean? Just more things coming. Just when you just got love, just plugged into it. But what has been one of your highlights of this journey so far? You know what I mean? Has it been the performances? Has it been the making of the music? Has it been the support? You know what I mean? What has been one of the best parts of this, taking this journey into entering the music lane? Because you're a poet, rapper, singer. You're doing a lot.
Graphic,
you know what I mean? Writer.
Art,
yeah, you know what I mean? Painter.
Host,
yeah, like
give me all that.
Yeah, let them know. So let's go down the list. Let's go down the list so they can let them know.
So I do music. I play flute. I play percussion. I do graphic design. I paint. I also do sculpture art. Wow. I'm now about to be working on some merch drawings. What else? That's all. Event curation. Hosting. Poet stuff. That's it. Now I just sound like a shopping list.
Right. No, but that's so
I'm a multifaceted artist. I feel like every artist has a few lanes that they're able to do. Like that used to be the bare minimum at one point within the industry. It's like dancing, singing, and acting. Like to be able to fit into more of a status from like 1920s when pictures were first being even made. Yeah. So the idea that we only fit in one lane doesn't always make sense to me because we're fluid people, like completely. I started fluting, 8th grade? Yeah. Child, they tried to throw me in there in 9th grade. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Right. And they were like, nah, you gonna get it. You got it. Like,
No, I understand that, honestly. But where can you remember as being like, when you up on stage, is just seeing the audience like vibe with you? Has that been
you said what is the favorite moment?
What has been your favorite?
I feel like my answer might have changed over the years because I feel like I was looking for so much love within self because of I came in this community to try to like really heal myself without knowing that's what I was looking for. Yeah. And I really was looking for me. Like Ray really came from me looking for me, and I needed to take a break from Summer in order to get to Ray. Wow. It was a very interesting transition. So my favorite thing has been seeing how people see me. Like Global Village was one of the first people to really make me feel seen in a professional light. Yes. Especially for a lot of artists too, because they had the real camera crews in the space and they would get really, really good footage of you. You're like, oh my God, I look like this. Yeah. They would capture really high moments of just me dancing with my friends. And they did a mini documentary on me. That I was able to show like my grandmother that I haven't seen in like 5 years. I didn't see her for a really long time. Yeah. And I was able to show that to my parents and my mom and stuff like that, my cousins. And just to be able to like have somebody recap my life through their image of where I've been with them. Right. Cause I started with them around 2018. They gave me like I performed for them twice. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if they've ever had another person do that. They did the Souls of the Village drum, but I was the only episode that released. It was just interesting how like certain things always worked out for me with them. Right. Like, and then they gave me also my largest show. Wow. Like I got to perform at the Deacon in front of like 350 people. What? Yeah, it was a packed house, and it was one of them Johns where they like bring out the first artist, and they voted for me first, and I thought I lost and everything. It was a John.
Wait, I'm trying to tell you, when you perform, your energy is felt. It's felt.
That John was it.
It's felt. That
John, we did a remix of So Fresh and Clean.
I think that was the song. Look, I think you performed that the first time I
said, ain't nobody don't ask me, I'm so fresh and clean. And I did that for Rhapsody Transition. I used to do that all the time at Warm Daddies. Yeah. And I have to get back into that this year because there's a lot of people that don't know that actually can do R&B. And I actually can sing. I just haven't been doing it enough. Yes. And it's a lot of things that I took a back seat on because I was trying things. I tried to do a little trap stuff. I don't know why I tried that. I did this one John called John Baggins. It said, I'm about to hop up in my John Baggins, music blasting, roll through and straight bashing. Got a dope vibe that you've been dying to bask in. That's a faction. That's why I say it with passion. And that's how your energy, man, you can take it back and just back up. I'm sorry. Period.
Okay, she gonna let you know she got something ready anytime you need it.
Honestly, that is real. Like, if you a performer or if you an artist, can you actually pop up anytime and perform anytime?
Ooh. That's a question.
That's a real joint.
That's a question.
Because there's some people that can make art. There's some people that can produce, but can you perform?
Yes.
Anywhere. I want to be in Barcelona. I want to be out here. I want to travel, and that's going to happen.
I can't wait to see it happen, honestly, because I see you traveling the world. I see the world traveling with you.
I do too. I really do. I feel like when you start paying attention to the things that are working for you, you shed a lot, which I have a lot of, and I feel like a lot of things are coming in my forefront.
Yes.
Slowly but surely, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But within that realm, it's also about how I'm putting out. So I'm definitely like a lot more focused than I have been. And also the one thing I noticed, because we ended in a retrograde.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I noticed that my funds start to act funny money when I'm supposed to put my foot in the dirt.
Ooh.
So I started picking up some extra jobs. I work full time for myself and I got a few jobs.
Yes.
So like I definitely I'm a little tired, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But like this is when everything started flowing, when I started getting more into time blocking, organizing my stuff, budgeting, understanding my morning routine.
Yes.
That is a big one. I don't know which camera to look at.
Honestly.
But that morning routine is the biggest thing that helps a lot of successful people. How do you organize your thoughts? Do you stretch to relieve tension so you don't have a migraine later in the day?
Yes.
Are you talking about what you're grateful for to open your mind? Do you journal what you're feeling? Like, do you talk about these things? Being able to get in tune with this thing first before you even talk to anybody or pick up your phone.
I totally agree on so many levels because I think people just go into their day and just life in general, not making sure they're mentally okay or just physically there, you know, and just balance a little bit. I get that we trying to juggle so many things, but going into it just feeling crazy, you just gonna get crazy.
And that's what I'm like, the thing about it don't gotta be a juggling game all the time. We don't gotta be playing that. Write it down.
Yes.
Put it in your calendar.
I agree. I agree.
We have a lot more power in what we could do, but you have to really be open to learning new versions of yourself. And self-discipline is not something that's easy, like to master you and the things that you want to do. Like, no, it's not an easy job.
I know it was going. I wanted to talk about which I thought was your latest single, Black Tea. But like, so
I'm re-releasing a bunch of songs before my next album, because my next album really is not no light drawing. Okay. This is my baby.
Okay, so yeah, I wanted to ask, so what's coming next now? Because we got Black Tea. You said was
Black Tea is more of me and my dad.
Yes.
So that's Philly Fusion Project, and I'm just a feature, but I had to release it because I have the major distribution.
Okay, and what inspired that song?
Depression. Really? Because Boyo Chic is majorly about being able to float above water. I was getting my ass whooped by depression for a long time. Yes. Oh, good Lord. So it became difficult to see the positives in life. I wasn't raised that way either. Yeah. My parents can be pessimistic. My dad sometimes can be overly optimistic where it's delusional. Yes. So I'm just spilling. I'm sorry.
You know, you're fine. You're fine.
I ain't gonna hold you. That's why I'm like, I wonder if my parents be seeing these jokes. Like, she always talking shit. But that vibe of just being able to really be a little bit more optimistic, but still have a little hint of realism. Yeah. Understand that I'm getting my ass kicked, but I woke up. I got up, I'm breathing, I'm good. Yes. So I was able to, I felt like shit, but I had a partner that loved me deeply. That was one of my best friends. I had a roof over my head. I lived in a beautiful place. Yes. I had my dog with me. Okay. My dog is like, 15 years, man, my little baby Chihuahua. I was blessed in a lot of ways, and I was unfortunate in others. Okay. And that's okay. So I had to be okay with that. Yes. I had to be okay with not being okay. So I talked about the things that helped me get there. Black Tea was talking about just smoking it away, feeling good, projecting at times. It was just my introspective insight poetically about how depression was really weighing on me. Yes. But that whole album is talking about retrograde. Yes. Like the main genre is like, I'm blaming it all on retrograde. Yes. Like that one song.
No, I love your music though. Yeah. I love how you always you take me to like your place of, I feel like I'm there when you're like in that creative space, because you be having me just like vibing on a very
how it's to take
chill, like happy level, like you know what I mean? And it's like
I want people to feel the experience.
Yes, I can feel that. Like I want to talk about, so like what's the next projects you working on? Because I know you talked about a little bit about traveling. I know you see you got a show coming up soon. I'm gonna definitely try to be there.
Please, I will send you a lot of information. Yes. I have not been good at being able to send my stuff out. Yes. Just because I think I was a little bit afraid that people wouldn't come when I first came out, but it's years later and I should get better with that. Yes. So I just released something with me and my dad, and Sienna the Solstice, and that was Black Tea.
Yes.
So that should be prefacing an actual album, but I'm unsure when the release will be. But I know my dad will be in the studio on the 26th.
Okay.
I'm releasing something for Valentine's Day tomorrow, actually.
Ooh, okay.
So it's called Gas, and it's called 333, and it has 2 songs on it. My favorite one is Gas, since why I said it.
Yes.
But there's another song on it called Happy Tuesday. It actually was created last year, but I never really released love songs too much, so this will be my first time actually like focusing on love songs.
Okay.
And then my prize baby that has not been listened to yet. And I performed, I think, a couple times, but nobody knew it was actually from that. Mm-hmm. But Rhapsody.
Okay, I
finally,
love Rhapsody.
Good Lord.
I love like Rhapsody. I feel like was that the one with Liz Brown Sugar, the single on there?
No, nothing is on it.
Really?
No, you can't.
I feel like I heard.
You most likely have heard something because I've seen you on the low.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. And I just shared something with you.
Yeah,
before
I'm about to say, okay.
So
okay, cool.
Rhapsody has the mixture of dance music. It has my poetry. It has soundscapes.
I love
it has
that.
some features. It has something that's supposed to really take us to a cosmic level.
Okay.
You know Terrell?
No, she's.
Oh, I'm gonna send you some things.
Okay,
Ooh.
send me something.
There's a lot of alien type of women, Afrofuturistic type vibes. I'm going there.
Okay.
I really enjoy space concepts, so I'm trying to do something similar to that.
Okay.
I'll have a deluxe version of that also later in the year. That's going to have a lot of stuff that was supposed to be on the original that just wasn't.
Okay.
So this has been in the works for at least 2 years, maybe going on 3. Mm-hmm. So I'm ready to release this thing and get real alien with it.
I'm ready for you. Because your sound is different. Like what makes your sound different though?
My major influence that has helped me find my sound is my engineer, Berlin.
Okay.
I'm not even going to hold you. I looked up a lot of beats online and I was not able to really figure it out what I really liked. And I know that there's a nostalgia and a hip hop about it, but it's on a cosmic level. I like stuff that also feels very elusive, very smoky, something that makes you feel like you can sink into the chair, but there's other versions of me that also can get you out of that chair.
Yes.
So I had to find different levels because I can go to any space. I also can do rock music.
Yes, I love how you're so versatile.
There's a lot of lanes I can go, but for now the focus is neo soul. I need to find my staple first.
That's right.
But there is a whole nother side to this.
Yes.
So I will be tapping into a lot of different versions.
If you can work with like a dream artist, like who would you work with and why?
I would love to work with. I wanted to work with Mos Def. I don't know if you're gonna come back to America.
Nah, you're gonna come back to America.
Buster, Q-Tip.
Okay.
Freaking Missy Elliott for sure. Definitely, and Queen Latifah or MC Light.
I love that you said Queen Latifah. And
I love Queen Latifah so much. I want her to be my aunt.
I love Queen Latifah because she's another versatile artist, very versatile. So the fact hearing y'all, she's definitely fire.
Yeah,
I love that for you.
Yeah, art wise, I will be having showcase throughout the year, and I'll be having my first gallery of the year, March 12th.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna definitely try to slide to this.
Yeah, that will be. I did a mental health gallery last year. This will be a solo exhibition focusing on introspection and understanding nutrition and gut health, and it's focused on mental health and how it affects depression, understanding psilocybin and weed therapy rather than big pharma, just a lot of different things that have to do with symptoms of bipolar disorder, mood disorder, schizophrenia through my lens. What does it look like? And just basically me breaking it down. I'll be having like some resources that I found online, like Dr. Tracy Marks. She's my favorite to talk about mental health so much because she does it so well. It's a Black woman. They're not overly extensive videos, and she talks about so much that has to do with like just dealing with your own mind. But she also believes in mushroom therapy too.
Mushroom therapy?
Yes, psilocybin therapy, taking a little bit of a shroomy to microdose to just kind of get yourself a little bit leveled. But they have a lot of those things. They're doing clinical trials, and they've been doing it for years.
Okay.
So, because nobody wants to do the big pharma thing anymore. It's killing people.
Wow.
And then they're also not helping people that have actual pain. Like my mom had a double hip surgery, and it was so hard for her to get medication. Like, because in Delaware County, I feel like a lot of people were abusing it, so it was hard to get it to that area. So it was very difficult to even see things like that. So I definitely, a lot of my beliefs will be going into this, but it's going to be colorful. It's going to be fun like it was last year.
Right.
It'll be a lot more grown up this year.
Wow.
Yeah, because we was on it turned into a party last year.
I love everything, like everything that you're doing, everything that you're trying to get back to the community, all the collaborations and the partnerships, everything. And
I'll be working on that too.
Yeah, no, seriously, partnerships and connections, networking, all key things. And that's literally the next thing was like any tips that you have for people who just like want to get out and step out into that music lane or that creative lane, like what would you tell them from like your standpoint?
If you don't feel confident, fake it.
Fake it.
Make that shit up.
Make that shit up.
Like, Radiance is a made up being. I made the name up. The spelling don't make sense. It don't even look right on paper, but I made it up. And you gonna say it's Radiance because I said so.
Yes.
I made it up.
Yes.
So figure out the vibe of just like what makes you special.
Yes.
We're all on this planet here, but you do something that makes you worth watching or taking care of or something.
Yes.
So just be your best self always. Be kind. Show up.
Yes.
Because that's half the battle, is at least showing up, not only for yourself, but for the things that you said you want to do.
Yes.
If you're saying that it's that important, be tenacious.
Yes.
Don't be cutthroat where you stepping over people, but be ambitious.
Yes.
Be fearless.
Yes.
Because you only get one life.
Mm-hmm.
You literally only get here one time. Mm-hmm. So are you going to half-ass it?
You better speak, sis.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. All right, let them know where they can find you, with the socials, Instagrams, all of that. Let them know.
Facts. So my name is Radiance, and you can spell it RAE_DIANZ. I actually have a website which has no period in it. I could be found on Instagram with the same spelling, Twitter, Radiance with 3 Z's, Facebook, LinkedIn, all those things. If you would like to book me, feel free.
Okay.
radiancemanagement@gmail.com. I will be around. So please, if you need a cover art, if you need graphic design, if you need a host, if you need a singer, please hit me up.
Yes.
I'll see y'all soon, though.
Yes, y'all.
Peace.
Make sure y'all show my sis some love, some true love. Make sure y'all come out to the shows. I know I'm gonna be there, so make sure y'all come out to the show, show love. You know, just reach out for everything, all the services, because just know that it's gonna be genuine, it's gonna be real, and it's gonna come from a very loving place. So definitely do that, and make sure y'all stay tuned, because I got it. I told my sis I can't just have her not come here and hit the floor a little bit.
No, this is really in the talks, manifestation.
So make sure y'all stay tuned, because Radiance is gonna hit the floor.
I never had somebody say it like that.
She gonna sing live a little bit. She gonna inspire us a little bit. She gonna inspire y'all. So make sure y'all stay tuned and get y'all ears and minds and eyes blessed. You know what I'm saying? Radiance.
I never heard nobody say my name like that ever in my life. Radiance.
And make sure y'all stay tuned. Subscribe to the videos. It will be in the video here. Make sure y'all follow all of the pages. Talks with Ty. You know what I mean? Y'all know where we at.
Y'all know what this is.
Yes.
So
Talk with Ty. We'll see y'all soon. Okay? We out.